When the check engine light came on repeatedly on my F-150, I got out my ANOVA code reader and it pointed toward the right front oxygen sensor. Now when this fault code shows up, there are other possibilities such as the mass airflow sensor, restriction in the exhaust, even vacuum leaks. So we roll all the way back to the transmission pretty much, past the starter, and there you see it really jammed up in there, not a friendly spot. And the wiring connector for the sensor is above it. I'm trying to show it here and it's almost impossible to see it. And there's a panel fastener built into the engine side of the wiring, and it's kind of recessed, so it's really going to be difficult to unplug it. And I'm putting some penetrant on the nut on the sensor. These things can be notoriously difficult to get out. I managed to pry that wiring connector out from underneath the truck, and I could not get any shots of that, but I discovered later that taking this wheel well cover off is going to make access to it much easier. So take all 10 or 11 fasteners out of here. Couple panel fasteners here, one here. And you got to go inside and pull these two wire harnesses off the side of it. Here they are right here. Now it's just a matter of wrestling this thing out of here. So there's that connector, which again I've already pried out. Now my major nemesis on this job, this part of it, was the dipstick tube. The transmission dipstick tube. It's held on by a bolt that is little more than a glob of rust. Back in the days of its youth, I believe this was 7 millimeters. Now, it's somewhat under 7, but too big for 6. Now, as you can see, the dipstick tubing is still there, but we're going to unplug it and work around this anyway. But stay tuned. Later, I'm going to show this dipstick bolt who's boss. Yeah, these two are stuck on each other. I had to get in there with a flat blade screwdriver and pry it a little bit before I could pull it out. You can see the handy-dandy plug with panel fastener built in. This is the prying tool that I use to get that off the wall of the engine. Just got it in there behind there and pried up on it, got it out. Okay, we're going to try the conventional, tap it out with a 22 millimeter wrench. I don't expect to be successful. An oxygen sensor socket, by the way, was impossible to get into these tight quarters. Direct the heat only to the bung. That's the part of the pipe that the sensor screws into. Okay, so we got it now. The heat was the answer. Once I heated that up, it came off fairly easily. So we just got to keep turning it. Got a little turning radius that we do have. We can turn it with a hand, hopefully. Okay, so now we're able to reach in here, get behind it. So I tested the heater circuit in this old sensor, and actually it checks out okay, which I wasn't really excited about. But there's other things that can go wrong with these things. Checking out the new sensor. The heating element in the new sensor checks out good. Note also they have anti-seize on the threads. Don't need to add that. Turn it in as far as you can by hand from the top before you have to go underneath and have your 5 degrees of radius. So as you turn this in, you have to kind of keep untangling it. I'm going up and down. So for me, the cord kept tangling up. You gotta keep it freed up and keep turning as much as you can up here first. It's already getting difficult. The fewer turns down below, the better. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Looks like we've got this seated all the way down. So now we'll go underneath and finish it up with the wrench. Let's tighten and get it. And that's going to be good enough. So here's where me and this transmission tube are banging heads again, and it's going to come out of there. This is where this tube gets in the way big time. So I didn't show all the noise and sparking, but I cut the flange almost completely off of this thing and also ground it down to where it'll fit a 6mm wrench. Then I found I could pull this off, that attached piece on there, bracket if you want to call it that, and get the transmission tubing right out of the way. Yay. Find a little hole and plug it in. Well, you may think, why bother putting that panel fastener back into the hole in there? Well, the reason is you don't want this wiring flopping around in there and potentially, touching up against a manifold or exhaust pipe and melting. And when it's in there, you'll know it. You'll hear it. There it is. Even with the flange completely removed, still could not get this to buzz, so I'm going to hit it with about a minute. This is an aluminum manifold, so I don't want to overheat it, but hopefully this will work. And this thread identifier is absolutely handy in a case like this. $30mm, about 10mm too long. So cut it off with a hacksaw. Obviously the bolt and the washer are getting anti-seize. And don't forget to grab those loose wiring harnesses and fasten them back up to the wheel well, 2 of them. It may not seem like it now, but it was well worth the trouble to take that wheel well cover off. I wish I'd done it right from the start. I've done a few oxygen sensors before. This one hands down hardest to get in and out. But we did clear the check engine light and it did not come back. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.